Hello, sports bettors, and welcome to another edition of Fanalyze 5. We are back for week 6 of the NFL season to give you sports betting advice in the form of some prop bets this week. Last week, 14 out of 21. We're going to keep that winning streak going. We're going to go over to Lambeau Field. The Giants beat the Packers, came back and beat the Packers last week in London. Aaron Rodgers obviously is probably sore from this game, and he's going to look to bounce back. But the New York Jets are rolling right now as well. They got a lot of nice young players that are pulling their weight nicely. There's a lot to be happy about as a Jets fan right now. But we got Aaron Rodgers. The over-under is set at 1.5 touchdowns. I do like him to hit the over in this one. Aaron Rodgers is going to be playing with a purpose. Feels embarrassed for that loss last week. And on the flip side, we have Zach Wilson at a 1.5 touchdown line as well. I like him for at least one, but I think Breece Hall and Michael Carter are going to be busy in this one. So give me one for Zach Wilson and the under on the 1.5 and over 1.5 for Aaron Rodgers. And as far as a couple of other prop bets, Aaron Jones is going to be running a lot. He did not break the over that I suggested last week. He will this week. It's at 60.5. He will pass that. So put the money down on that one. And then we also have Robert Tonyan had a down week last week, but he does get in the end zone on this one. Next up, we got the up and down Indianapolis Colts and Jacksonville Jaguars. We don't know what to make of these two teams yet. They struggle, they do great. Indy beats the Chiefs, then looks flat. Jacksonville shuts out the Colts, then looks flat. Granted, one of those games was against the Eagles, and that was to be expected. But Trevor Lawrence is turning the ball over a lot more. Both Matt Ryan and Trevor Lawrence have over-unders of 1.5 touchdowns. I'll go with Trevor Lawrence on this one, and I will give him the over 1.5 touchdowns to get back on the right path. We could also go into Matt Ryan. He's got a 244.5 passing yard line. I like the under here. If Jonathan Taylor returns, I love the under here. So that's where I'm putting my money on, and all signs point to him possibly being able to play. Christian Kirk has been Trevor Lawrence's main target, and I don't think that changes. So I like him at over 54.5 passing yards. Michael Pittman at 66.5, while he is the number one on that team. Matt Ryan has not been throwing as well as he should be. So under 66.5 for Michael Pittman on his receiving yards in this game. Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers traveling west to take on the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. Panthers fired Matt Rule. The Panthers are down Baker Mayfield. They have P.J. Walker starting in this game. And I think that the Christian McCaffrey of old will surface this week with obviously a coaching change. You're going to go to your base playbooks, and I think that is Christian McCaffrey early, often, and he has a rushing yard total of 60.5 and a receiving yard total of 39.5. I like if you're going to bet on them, I like the over on one of them and the under on the other. So you can't go wrong with either one. So I would go with the under 60.5 rushing and over 39.5 receiving if it's me. But you could easily go the other way. And as far as receptions go, they have Christian McCaffrey as 5.5, and I think he goes well over that this week because they're going to need to rely on him more than they have been. Cooper Kupp's at 89.5 yards receiving. I think that he stays hot, and he's going to go over 89.5 and quite possibly over 100 because he's averaging well over that. Then we got the Arizona Cardinals visiting Seattle Seahawks. Red hot Geno Smith. Nobody really saw it coming. Now everyone's buying in. If he's still on the waivers on your fantasy leagues, go grab him. And Kyler Murray, he's anxiously awaiting the return of DeAndre Hopkins. He's got one more week left there, but right now they have to face the red hot Seattle Seahawks. Yes, they lost to the Saints last week, but Geno Smith has been doing great things. Kenneth Walker will be the running back in this game with Rashad Penny going down for the season. So I do like Kenneth Walker to get active in this. You got 62.5 rushing yards. The Cardinals defense is very, very suspect. So I think over 62.5 rushing yards is a distinct possibility for Kenneth Walker in this game. Eno Benjamin will be getting the start for the Arizona Cardinals. 52.5 rushing yards on his line. I like him to go over that as well. And we have DK Metcalf. Tyler Lockett showed up on the injury report just today at the time of this video. So I like DK Metcalf to stay with his great rapport with Geno Smith and go over 70.5 receiving yards in this game. And also over 5.5 receptions, I think, is all but a lock for DK in there. Last but not least, let's go to the game of the week. The Buffalo Bills as away favorites and the Chiefs as home underdogs at Arrowhead for the first time in Mahomes' early career. So the Bills versus the Chiefs, Allen versus Mahomes, both have 2.5 touchdown lines. I think it's definitely going to be a fantasy bonanza. The Bills do have a great defense. The Chiefs have a sneaky defense as well. I will stay away from the 2.5 touchdown lines because it could really go either way. But I do like both of them to pass for over 300. They're both at 294.5 for Allen, 296.5 for Mahomes. I think they both clear 300 yards through the air. Clyde Edwards-Helaire had a down game last week, but he gets it back in order. Over 38.5 rushing yards on his side. Travis Kelce 4 touchdowns last week. I think the Bills are going to figure out a way to stop him. So it's going to force Patrick Mahomes to use some of his other targets, and I do like Clyde Edwards-Helaire to get back in the end zone, quite possibly via pass and the trickery, sidearms, whatever. And you got Josh Allen. He has a new target in Khalil Shakur, with Isaiah McKenzie potentially not going to play. And you have Stephon Diggs is just a beast. Stephon Diggs is going to do what he has to do, over 86.5 yards, and I like that prop. And you also have Gabriel Davis over 55.5. I think that he can go over that, but I do like Gabriel Davis to score a touchdown. Mind you, last week he did that in the first 5 seconds of the game, 98-yard touchdown. So Gabriel Davis over 55.5 and a touchdown is a nice bet in my opinion. And that does it for Week 6 in the NFL for Fanalyze 5. All the best prop bets out there. Put in your prop bets. If you are not signed up for a sportsbook, please shoot us a DM. We have extra sign-up bonuses for you at Fanalyze on all social media. And just drop us a DM. Download the app today, and you can also take advantage of some of those sign-up bonuses as well. Until next week, happy betting, everybody.